Hello, and welcome to the Music Survival Guide, the independent musician's guide on how to survive the music industry. My name's Phil, a mixing engineer. I've come to you this week with an idea, something I think every musician should try, and to be honest, every producer, anyone like that listening as well. And that is working within limitations. Because in this world, if you think about the way that music is now and recording and production and writing and gigging and all that kind of thing, there's so many things that you can do. For example, if you record yourselves, you can have a digital audio workstation, a DAW piece of software, and you can record as many tracks as you like. At one point, that wasn't true. If you were recording to tape, there's a limit to the amount that you had, and that further back in time you go, the less tracks were available. And it's things like that. It's those kinds of things that mean there are less and less limitations to what we can do with our music. Now, that is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I think that's really cool. However, that can lead to a bit of kind of paralysis. I don't know about you. For example, if I'm using a guitar amp modeler, I can sometimes feel like I get option paralysis. There's so many things I could do. I don't know what I want to do. Give me a limited set of controls and I'm really happy. So I think kind of thinking about creativity in terms of limitations can really, really help because it can boost your creativity. You'll do something different you may not have thought to do normally. It'll be fun, and I think it'll just be helpful, and it'll help you to get things done as well. So the first idea, I've just got a few ideas for you within this idea of limitations and things like that. And my first idea for you is limit your songwriting time. So if you're sitting down and you kind of want to start writing a song, or you've got an idea you want to carry on with, go, I'm going to work on this for half an hour and I have to have a finished song within that time, for example. Now, if you're a technical prog metal band or something like that, maybe not realistic. But for the rest of us, you should be okay. You should be able to write a song in that time. And whether you write something good or not, doesn't matter. The fact that you have done it is what's important. For example, with songwriting, it's like a muscle you need to exercise. And to be honest with you, for most musicians, 9 times out of 10, the songs that you will write won't be good. And it's that 1 out of 10 that you're looking for. You just need to write enough to firstly know when you're onto something good, but secondly, to know when you have that good thing and kind of identify it and go, yes, that's the one that I want to take forward. And the more songs you write, the better. So if you can limit your songwriting time, that's going to help you get to that good stuff a lot quicker. That's the idea anyway. So that might be something worth trying. It might be something worth considering. If you're writing and you want to do something slightly different, why don't you try picking an unusual for you key or an unusual mode? That might help spark a certain creativity. It might help you hear the notes in a different way. If you're always, for example, writing stuff in the key of E, then you're just going to hear things the same way and you're going to think about the same kind of melodic and vocal patterns and patterns on the fretboard and things like that. And you're just going to carry on in that kind of same frame of mind. But if you mix it up a little bit, do something slightly different, that's going to unlock a bit of your brain. Limit yourself, yes, but then in doing that, you unlock the creativity that you're looking for, that really you want. Moving on a bit to recording. Have you thought about, for example, recording everything within a set amount of time? So the recording studio can be quite an expensive place to be, so I understand why a lot of people record themselves at home. Don't hear me wrong, that's very valid and very, I think, good nowadays. However, one thing it does allow you to do, it does allow you to get stuff done. Because you have that kind of constraint of time, you need to get stuff done within that certain amount of time. So if you want to sort of slightly emulate it at home, say this song needs to be finished by, I don't know, the end of play today, if you've got a whole day's recording, that will force you to finish it. And that will force you to think about how you get to the song to the finish line within that time. That is going to be really helpful. That's going to help you to finish stuff faster. That's going to help you to make those creative decisions quickly and move on with it. And it may even help with things like red light syndrome. It may not, I don't know. But think about it that way and see if it works for you. If you have a particular musician in the band who gets quite nervous when the recording light comes on, totally get it. Then think about this. Think about this as a way to potentially unlock their kind of their focus mode, as it were, and help them to really get to that end point as quickly as you can. Another way that you can do it, as I said at the beginning, have you thought about limiting the number of tracks that you can record with? So get your DAW open, start 24 different tracks there on your DAW. It's a typical kind of later tape machine amount of tracks, and go, right, that's the amount of tracks I have. And if I want to have another guitar part, for example, what's not going to be on. If they don't have any spare tracks, you need to work out what's going to stop for that riff to happen. That is a really interesting thing to think through, and I think it's a really clever way to work. That will allow you to record a really kind of focused song, and it will allow you to really work out what is the most important elements of this track that need to get recorded, and what can be kind of ignored, frankly. And that is a really helpful potential way to help you record your songs quicker, again, and working with that kind of time frame. And that can be really helpful to, again, get stuff done, but then also write stuff in a really focused way. I think sparse tracks in terms of track counts can make for really, really cool songs, so don't discount it unless you're a technical metal band. I keep saying that, I shouldn't. My other kind of thoughts, sorry, back to writing. Again, this is just a jumble of thoughts, but there we go. That's the way these podcasts, these mini episodes tend to work, is try writing on a particular theme. Sit down with a pen and paper or whatever it is and go, right, this is what we are going to write a song about. It's going to be about this. A lot of people, especially when they're musicians first rather than lyric writers, totally understand it. They'll start with the riffs and then they'll go, right, how does that make me feel? How does that make me think? That's a very valid way to work. Don't hear me wrong. But this could be a way of unlocking something different. Instead of that, going, right, we're gonna start with the theme of justice. I don't know, and then go from there. Or I've dug out this random poem. We're gonna write a song that's in this kind of style and go from there. That could be a really cool way to unlock something different. Don't discount it. I think some of these ideas are really worth considering. Working within limitations of various sorts is a really cool and healthy way to express your creativity and find something new and different. Do it, try it. There's all sorts of other ideas you could do that I haven't mentioned. Think about what it might mean for you and try putting it into practice. So, thank you for listening to this episode of the Music Survival Guide. If you thought it was helpful, please do share it with any friends and bandmates to start a discussion. If you have a chance, please do write a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps others discover us through the algorithm, of course. Finally, if you're thinking of recording or mixing, then please do drop me a message on the links in the podcast description below, and we can have a conversation about it. And I'll see you next time.